cars and wrecking into the pits. We will not clear black flags for speeding through the pits or unsafe pit entry or exit. During restarts, keep the pack tightened up. Laying back to jump the start will result in a penalty. When taking the green flag, you must maintain your line until you cross the start-finish line. After the yellow flag comes out during a caution, you have to safely catch up to the pace car and immediately to prevent delaying others from entering the pits. When cycling through the pit stops, please state over the radio what your intentions are to allow others to have time to move around you. Good luck tonight, everybody, and have fun.
I can't read.
It'll be an audio book.
Oh.
Oh, that's not gonna be good. Oh, sorry. My bad.
You killed me. You murdered him. And cold blood.
Oops, that was fun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
race fans, friends, family, to DES iRacing Premier Truck Series tonight. We have the most exciting event happening around the world. I don't care about anything else happening this weekend besides this race. Premier Truck Series Championship, and man, let me tell you, it is a close race. Joining me tonight, as always, is Jeff Dinda, our producer, Damon O'Brien, and we got a special guest up in here, Tanner Honeycutt. Tanner, do you want to go ahead and read off these guys and let them folks out there know where we're starting the field at?
I sure can. In row 1, the amazing 73 of John Crosby and Mark Holloway following up in second. In row 2, we have Tyler Waltz and his teammate Todd Perrant in the 3rd and 4th spot.
Gotta go, Barney. Fine. I got yep.
In row 3,
Insulting,
starting in 5th, we have Max Dinda next to Brandon Hinton. In row 4th, starting 7th, we have Ben Kuhn and Jonathan Geist.
Good luck, Mark.
Row 5th, following up
Thank
is
you. Good
Brian
luck.
Sousa and Thomas Long.
Good up.
Today's John Crosby's birthday. He's 108, I think.
And that will round out this field.
John Crosby won this championship by 4,000 points.
But I am excited about this race. This is a track that I love. I know it comes packed with a whole bunch of action. It's going to be some pack racing. Going to see a lot of position changes here. Jeff, what are your thoughts? What do you think we're going to see coming into this race here?
I think we're going to see a lot of excitement. Last season, at the end of the season, it was like first, second, third, all separated by 1 point. John's got a little bit of a lead, but my job tonight is keeping track of the staging points, keeping track of the total points, and just letting the viewers know who's where as we go through the race.
Yeah, man, giving us those updates are going to be huge here for everybody that's going to be watching. You know, there's a lot of people anticipating that that final conclusion, see where everybody falls on the list, see where we end this championship night. Tanner, what are your predictions? What do you think we're going to have happen out here tonight?
I see a bunch of pack-like mentality racing. There's definitely going to be a couple of guys that probably shine best, bumper to bumper with each other, kind of spreading out and trying to anyway. Honestly, my prediction is going to be Todd Perrant. What about you, Christian?
Yeah, I really think Todd is a major contender here running this. You know, this pack racing is something that he excels at. One person I think we need to watch out for is you got the 48 of Max Dinda. He's going to be starting at the rear of the field after serving an EOL penalty this week. I think this hard charger is going to work his way all the way up to the front there, and we'll see him racing with the leaders here pretty quickly, but John Crosby, if he gets loose and he has nobody to battle around him, he's likely to run away with this thing. Lights are off on the pace car. We are coming into turn 3. We've got one more turn before we get this thing underway. Pace car will go down the pit road, letting these guys know that it is about to go down. The lights are off. That is going to bring us, here we go. Pace car's off. It's on the green flag. 73 with 56 on his outside. Green is in the air, and man, what an even jump.
Was looking to see if the outside would get a bigger jump with how many cars are in a line, but it didn't seem to work.
Brandon Hinton electing to swap lanes. Oh, something happened to the 54. He was up there.
Bobble. I think he bobbled in the middle of the corner a little bit and got loose.
Got 3 wide action here. Brandon Hinton, the 48 Max Dinda, and the 40 Ben Kuhn.
I think your prediction might have been spot on, Christian. Max is already up 3 or 4 positions.
Yeah, he started all the way back in the 10th. He's sitting in 5th.
He's trying to do everything he can to get some of that clean air Oh, and he comes very, very close to the 60 of Brian Souza.
Yeah, some more three-wide action here coming onto the backstretch again. That 48, I tell you what, he's going to give it everything he can in these first opening laps to try and get up to the front here. I hope he doesn't overdo it and kind of burn up his stuff and fizzle out and start falling back. But he's already lost another position. These guys hopefully get settled in here soon, and we can watch these guys all battle one-on-one.
Honestly, I feel like if I was Max at this moment, I'd try to do whatever I could to get to the bottom and just run the bottom. I mean, you've already got up here to 5th, 6th place. You might as well just try to kind of ride it out now.
Here's your pick, the 69. He was in second place coming into turn 1, coming out onto the backstretch. That bottom line not being able to keep enough momentum. He's been shuffled all the way back to 5th.
Yeah,
I think right now he's
club. Go ahead.
Oh, the 69, the 48, they make contact. They're spinning around. Todd
Yeah, that
Cron
started with
hitting
the
that outside
48.
wall, getting a little bit of front end. Oh, and the 48 just getting taken out by the 23 there, just to add insult to injury. And it really looks like the 48 just came down and misjudged the space he had between him and Todd Perron. 69, he works his way down almost to the white line. Unfortunate. We'll get lined back up here. Some of these guys are going to have to go into pit road, get some damage fixed, and we'll go to a quick commercial break and be right back here. Championship race night here with the Premier Truck Series.
Welcome back, everybody, to Auto Club Speedway, here with DESI Racing Championship night for the Premier Truck Series. With me, Tanner Honeycutt and Jeff Dinda. We just seen a wreck happen there, took out a couple of drivers. We had 3 drivers going to the pits. We'll see how the rest of the field shakes up after this restart. Pace car is off. Green flag is in the air. Here we go, 73 of John Crosby. Good jump here already. Completely cleared that top side. He's going to move up to the top side himself and try to maximize some of that momentum. .48 Max Dinda, he's already back on track here. He's working his way up to the front. The 54, he was also another driver that was on the pit road cycle getting some damage repaired. They're kind of just cruising here in the back, not really pushing it that hard, it seems like this time. I think they've decided that, you know, they got some damage. They're just going to get something repaired, hope for another caution so they can go down pit road and get some more before they really get back into the fight.
Stage coming up in 5 laps, so we'll keep these points updated and fresh for everyone watching. Just to let you know, these guys are going to run 30 plus laps on a tank of gas, so it'll be curious to see if they come in, who does what at the first stage, because they'll probably have to stop in between stages here.
Yeah, fuel management, tire management, that's going to be really big here. These guys really want to drive as fast as they can, try and stay up in the pack, try to get as much position as they can. But one thing that they really need to focus on is how many laps of fuel they can get. When is going to be the best opportunity for them to pit, take tires? Should I take tires during this fuel stop? Should I not? You know, it's going to be a lot more than just being fast out there. Brian Souza, he completed a pass on the 56 Mark Holloway. Now he's breathing down the back bumper of the 5. That's Brandon Hinton. Brandon, a good driver. He's going to stay patient here and not give anything away, but really not fight too hard. He doesn't want to burn up too much of his stuff. Of course, he is our Gen 4 Friday Night Series champion, trying to see what he can get done here in these playoffs, this championship race. 32, he's on the inside of Mark Holloway trying to make a pass. Mark Holloway just seems to be off pace. I'm not sure what's going on here. He started second place, was on the pole until the last second when John Crosby's time came in, and he was 1/100th of a second faster. And 56 just not showing his practice or qualifying pace here. Two laps to go before our stage break, and Ben Kuhn, that 40 truck TRN driver, he's not letting John Crosby run away with this. I mean, he's a 10th off from him. He's right on his back bumper. You think he's going to try and make a move here coming late to the first stage break?
Honestly, if I was him, I would just do whatever you can to stay right behind him, and there is a chance he could possibly get a run to maybe peek out right at the finish line of the stage break. So far, it's looking like he is running fairly quick with Crosby, but it looks like he's starting to fade just a little bit, so I'm wondering if he's just trying too much.
Yeah, Brandon Hinton. Yep, go ahead.
You can go ahead.
Brandon Hinton, he was kind of using that 40 pushing really hard, trying to do what he can to his advantage to watch for any small mistakes. I think this last lap here, the 4 is going to do something. Or, sorry, the 5, rather, is going to do something. I was looking at the 54 behind him, and it messed me up on my numbers. The 56, though, look at him. He went from 7th back up to 5th.
Just shows how quick You can gain a couple positions on this track with a little bit of momentum.
Here we go, 5.
40 is going for it. The outside prevails.
Oh, 3 wide finish for second. It looks like it's going to be John Crosby, Tyler Waltz. Nope, that's not going to be accurate. Give me 1 second. They're all driving around everywhere. It looks like it's going to be John Crosby, Ben Kuhn, Tyler Waltz, and Brandon Hinton going to be... Oh, and Mark Holloway. That's your top 5 there. Here we go. That's going to be your top 5 coming to the first stage. These guys are going to decide on what they want to do. They're going to have to get fuel. They're not going to be able to make it to the final stage. So they'll come down and get fuel at least. I'll keep an eye on, see who gets tires. But we'll go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here at the beginning of Stage 2 in our championship race for the Premier Truck Series DESI Racing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, race friends, fans, family of DESI Racing. Premier Truck Series here at Auto Club Speedway. We're about to go green again. And there was a little bit of a shake-up there, Tanner, on pit road. The 54 was able to beat the 40 off of pit road, and he's now currently sitting in the number 2 position. We still have John Crosby sitting up front. It looks like everybody elected to get tires, so pace car's off. Let's see what these guys do on cold tires. John Crosby, another huge jump.
I think 40 may have missed a gear completely. He just did not go at all.
'56 going for a move on the 32 of Jonathan Geist, cut down to the inside of him. See if he's able to use that inside, make it work. But I don't know if he's going to be able to keep the momentum here. He is. 32 gets into the wall, scrubs a little bit of speed. The 56 secures that position, and now he's breathing down the tailgate of the 5, Brandon Hinton. We also got a 3-way battle up here for first. 54, he's taking his spot back. Him and the 40 have been battling, yeah.
The 40 should have a massive run here to clear the 54, and he does. If he stays high again here, he should be right side by side with John coming out of the exit 4.
Yeah, he's got a bumper in there, quarter panel. Coming out of 4, they're door to door. 54, he loves seeing this. He knows that somebody's going to have to lift a little bit. Somebody's going to slow down. It looks like a freight train coming up on John Crosby from that outside.
If I am Ben in this situation, now you need to stay low and run as low as you can for as long as you can possible to save your tires.
Yeah, you also need to try and maximize your exit there and try and cut off any run on the outside. You don't want to aggressively block somebody and potentially cause a wreck, but you also don't want those guys to freight train you back. Here goes Tyler Wald. He's running the outside. He can stay high here, keep that momentum. I don't know if Ben's going to have anything for him if he does. It is too late. Bumper, door, and clear. 54 is your new race leader here. Lap 21 of 110. Man, he had a huge run. He already put 3 car lengths between him and Ben Kuhn. He's a driver we don't speak much of when the topic of aggression comes out. The 32, he's coming on the outside. He's got a bumper there on the 56. Quarter panel, got a huge run. They're door to door coming into turn 3. 32 making moves out there.
Just heard the guys come on the track, Mike, talking to each other about the stage break. It is at 50. What's going to be really curious is, 15, you come out 17. If you're saving a little bit, you could probably make it to the next stage break. But if you're fully wide open, it's going to be curious to see if anybody has to pit early for the stage break.
And here's my prediction. This is exactly what I think is happening right now. 8th place, you have Brandon Hinton, who was up in the front at the start of stage 2. He's fallen back. He's not really on pace like he should be, like his driving abilities allow him to be. I think he's saving. I think Brandon Hinton is trying to do whatever he can to stay on the lead lap first and conserve fuel and make it to the end of this stage. That is going to be his second goal. First is he needs to keep enough momentum, stay on the lead lap. Second one, save enough fuel. So we got to move 73, John Crosby. He's going to dive to the inside of the 40, Ben Kuhn. Ben should have the momentum here, but we'll see what happens with John. He doesn't let him get away coming onto the front stretch. Crosby still got a bumper underneath there.
As these tires start to wear, the bottom line makes it a little bit harder and harder to pass anybody when they're up high, just from the momentum they can carry to them.
Yeah, that was a great point you brought up, Christian, about Brandon, right? Because if these guys are all going to need to pit again in the last stage. So if these guys run out a couple laps early and Brandon can get those 10 bonus points, it's going to help his cause out.
Yeah, I think he's trying to maximize those bonus points. He's going to try and push this out all the way to the end of the stage. If everybody pits and he's able to get out there in front and just ride it out, coast it out, maybe he doesn't come in first, but maybe he gets a top 3 finish. As the 73, he had a big run there. He's going to dive onto the inside, see if he can complete this pass this time by coming into turn 3. But Hinton, if he can get any accumulation of stage points there in the end of stage 2, everybody's going to want to pit on stage, or the end of stage 2 anyways. So if he can make it, he'll pit with them, being up in the front, and potentially starting stage 3 in a good position. Jonathan Geist pushing his way up. He's right there on the backside of that lead pack. He did make that move and was able to successfully take 4th place away from Mark Holloway. And, I mean, he's staying with these guys. Dare I say he's even catching them.
Oh, no, Ben gets in the... Oh, no, 54.
Ben Kuhn into the right rear of the 54. Man, this throws a wrench in everybody's plans. Driver's like, we're going to go back 18 laps here, and we're just going to see how everything unfolded.
Oh, we had a mouse button lock on our producer. Fifty-four picked up a little bit of damage here. Let's see what the 40 accumulates.
40 looks like he's going to get out of this pretty easy without a whole lot of damage, but
this will definitely shake up the fuel saving as well.
That's the point I was going to bring up, was drivers like Hinton who are going to maximize their fuel strategy. That's not going to work. They have a potential now. Everybody can go down pit road and get enough fuel and make it to lap 50.
Yeah, now the question becomes, does Hinton stay out? I'll let you two talk about the tire wear here. Can he stay out with the fuel savings he's accumulated and, finish in the top 3 at the stage, or are they just going to blow him away with the tires?
If he has been saving enough fuel, that means he has been lifting the engine off through most of the corners. So he possibly has saved a decent amount of tires too, where he could easily make it to the next stage.
Yeah, I think that regardless of how well he saved his tires, if anybody pits here, he's going to have to go down. He doesn't want to be that guy, 13-lap old tires, maybe making it on fuel. If when in doubt, pit it out. He might as well go down with everybody, as the whole entire field is going to be pitting here. Now, the difference might be who here's going to take 4 sets of tires.
Yeah, that's a pretty good call because, based on fuel, these guys are going to need several more pits, coming up. So does somebody take fuel only, or we're going to find out here real quick. Man, it looks like fuel only for everybody. unless
Got
I missed the
fuel only
lift.
for the 32, the 5, the 60, the 54, or the 56 rather. 73, he took tires. Yeah, there was fuel only for quite a bit of them.
Yeah, I believe the guys that are still left in pit are getting a bunch of damage fixed from the early two cautions that we've had.
Yeah, in fact, everybody's sitting right now from first place all the way back to the 60 of Brian Souza were fuel only. I do believe John Crosby is the first car on track with fresh tires.
And I don't know if we're going to take a quick break or not, but hey, I see some guys commenting in our chat. If you got a driver, somebody you're rooting for, friend, family, teammate, let's hear it. Thank you, Jacob. Yes, Hinton is a saver, and Hinton I trust, he says. Let's hear some more. If we're going to take a break, let's do it now real quick. Short one.
Welcome back, everybody. The final stage of this championship race here, Premier Truck Series, Auto Club Speedway. We did have a lot of people take fuel only. We got the 56, the 32, the 60, the 5. The first truck on new tires is going to be the 73 of John Crosby. But I think some of these guys might have been able to strategize and take fuel only because they were able to save their tires. We'll see exactly how this goes. We got a lot of stragglers as we're going to be going green here. Some of these guys need to really get caught up. Everybody does get caught up except for two. They're kind of far back, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue for them to get caught back up here. 56, Mark Holloway, beautiful start, moving all the way up to the top. Got the 60, Brian Souza. He's looking low, trying to make a pass on the 32. The top line is good on this track, but coming into the front stretch, it's not as good as it is coming out of turn 2 onto the back. You're not going to, excuse me, you're not going to get as huge of a run.
Yeah, just something to point out, if the 5 car was saving in that first stint of this before the caution, he could have the freshest tires of guys who did not take tires there to run it hard to the end.
As you can see, though, those new tires making quick work of the field. The 73 John Crosby moving from 6th all the way up to 1st.
And just keeping an eye on the points, Brandon Hinton, if we finish this stage this way, he would nudge ahead of his partner, teammate Todd Perron to this point in the race based on that. So that would actually put Hinton in the third place position. And of course, we see the 32 slide back.
Yeah, 32 way off pace there. Lost 2 positions, almost lost 3. Maybe coming here into turns 1 and 2, gonna be losing 3. Brandon Hinton looks like he's made his way up to P2. He's gonna be trying to hunt down John Crosby.
And Tanner, this is a question for you. I mean, is this a track where that inside line, like someone like Brandon Hinton likes to run that inside line versus, I saw Ben running that outside line. Is it going to save a little better on the tires?
Absolutely. Running that low line here, it is slow at first, but normally after about 5 laps of running up high, you start to realize you're not going as fast as you think you are. Running low here, it's almost like Homestead in a way. As you can see, Crosby had about 5 to 10 car lengths on everybody, and now he's actually slowed back down, and Hinton is starting to reel him in a little bit, even on 15 lap older tires.
And we got a great view of the trailer park. Sometimes these camera feeds are super awesome. And it's not the fault of our producer. It's just sometimes iRacing, camera 1 just somehow drifts into the no man's land. And our second stage is just to remind everybody is coming up at lap 50. We came into the nice race with John Crosby with a pretty strong lead for the trophy at 187. Max Stindl was in second with 165, but we've seen the issues Max has had. He's lost some stage points to these guys. Todd Perrott and Brandon Hinton right now are battling for that 3rd spot. We're going to keep filtering through these points and stages and letting you guys know who's where as we get to the end of this race. And fortunately or unfortunately for Brandon, I mean, 1 spot right now doesn't make a difference, right? It's 1 extra stage point. It's not a huge deal. I think Brandon's probably in a pretty comfortable position, staying behind John, keeping him in sight, not wanting to give up that extra stage point to anybody else. And we've seen a lap car kind of fade in and out of view. That's Tyler Waltz, currently 1 lap down, possibly going to go 2 laps down before the end of the stage. I know he got some significant damage on that last incident.
And I mean, he's going to be kind of a little bit of a roadblock here. He is going to move down to the bottom to let people pass. He might even be trying to go back down pit road. Not really sure. Yeah, it looks like he's slowing down. He's going to try and go into the pits here.
Yeah, I think he's got enough damage that he just can't stay with these guys. And he's not currently in our championship standing, the top 8. I'm not sure if he's calling a night or just coming into pit a little early.
It actually looks like he stayed on track. Yeah. He was just doing a respectful thing and getting out of the way of these leaders here who are fighting for a championship. So kudos to the 54 Tyler Waltz, man. That's a huge move there, getting out of everybody's way like that.
I think he's kind of realizing he's stuck in a situation now where he has to stay out and drive around this truck that has significant damage just to not go too many laps down. And if he can just ride it out for another 10 laps, and potentially can get his lap back and then go back and get some more damage fixed.
Yeah, unless
you know,
Max goes a lap down, he'll get it. Sorry, Christian.
Yeah, Max is at the end of the field, not really doing too hot himself. I think he's got a bunch of damage, but I gotta say, man, not enough kudos go out to drivers that have the mentality like that. You know, it's always the only ones we talk about are the ones who win a lot and the ones who wreck a lot. We don't really give enough credit to those guys who know, like, man, I'm 2 laps down. You guys are the leaders. I'm gonna pull down. I'm gonna lift. Get by me. That's not my fight. So. I feel like we need to just shout out more people that are like that. Yeah, I'm glad everybody agrees. Looking at the 54, he does have some significant damage there on the front bumper. Don't know if that's affecting his steering or if it's all just his.
Oh yeah, that's pretty mashed up.
Yeah, that probably got a little bit of steering issues and definitely got a lot of drafting issues there. That aero damage is going to be killing his speed.
No, I sorry, I was muted and was checking the points, just updating the standings. But it doesn't matter whether it's the final race of the season or race 2 of the season. If you're not in contention, yeah, mad respect for the guys. I'm one of them. I'll get out of the way. I'll even slow down and lift and let you guys by me. No harm, no foul on my part.
And 56 here, he's really not wanting Souza to get away from him. I mean, not making much effort to pass, but he's keeping him close, biding his time. I think we'll see him pass before too long.
Yeah, let's pull up our lap count, Mr. Producer, just so we don't miss the closing of pit road here. And I asked that because we will close pit road at lap 48, so they can't enter the pits before then. So just want to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, a lot of these guys that are going to be on old tires, like Brandon Hinton, currently in second, he's going to be getting 9 stage points here if we finish right where we're sitting at. Brian Souza maximizing his points, and he didn't take tires as well. John Crosby, the only one on fresh tires, and really isn't just running away with this thing.
Yeah, and what that's going to do for Brandon is that's going to throw him in front of Todd Cron, his teammate in the 69 car. So if this holds true to the end in 3 laps, Brandon's actually going to nudge ahead of Todd, and that's what we're looking at.
Pretty crazy to think that 20 laps ago at this point, Hinton was, I think, in 9th place and 11 seconds back from Crosby and 1 caution. Now he's in second and only 1 second back.
Yeah, the interesting thing is if John did take an extra set of tires that some of the other guys didn't, how that plays out in the last stage. For some of these guys, if John holds on to first place, let's just say for the championship, how that plays out for second and third.
Coming back and looking here, not really sure exactly what happened, but the 23 of Thomas Long, he came down on lap 42, parked in the pits and disconnected. He did have slight damage to his car. I'm not sure if he had to retire early because of vehicle damage or if he had something personal going on. Yeah, he's got a tire that is messed up. He must have hit a wall hard somewhere.
That might have been from that accident with Max Dinda.
Here we go, teammates fighting door to door. Oh, and the 40 has to lift to stay out of his teammate. 32 barely missing that wall, able to prevail, keep that position. He's going to keep that 5th place. 40 just carrying so much speed there that if he wouldn't have lifted, he would have ended up getting into another TRN driver.
Yeah, this yellow will be our stage break.
Yeah, this time by looking at the 73, John Crosby. Going to be our Stage 2 winner, getting another 10 points, knocking them down. Caution is out. That is going to be our last stage break caution. These guys will go down pit road, get some fresh tires, get some fresh fuel. Top 5. Unofficial results, of course, is going to be number 1, in first, 73, John Crosby, followed by Brandon Hinton in the 5, the 60 of Brian Souza, Mark Holloway in the 56, the 32 of Jonathan. Guys, there's your top 5, maximizing as much stage points as they can. We will go to a quick commercial break and be right back here with DES iRacing Championship Race Premier Truck Series.
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. When your sink is in trouble, you could call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
Thank you, Super Mario Bros. It seems like the only thing you haven't drained is my bank account. For super service, call or text Super Mario Bros. Plumbing today at 929-55-MARIO. Or reach us on the World Wide Web at smbplumbing.com.
Welcome back to a wonderful evening. Joining us in the booth here a little late, but better late than never. One of our very own. I just drew a blank. Medellin, you're back here with us.
Yes, sir, I am. Racers, broadcasters, and all around goofy guy, I guess you could say, is what I am.
You're a normal broadcaster. I can't think of the word, but you're here week in, week out with us, so glad you're able to make it here. We are about to go green. Pace car is off. It is going to be on the 73. He goes. The 5 gets a good jump with him. See what he can get done here. We're going to go real quick while this is happening to our chief pit road correspondent. That is Tanner Honeycutt. Tanner, what happened on pit road earlier?
Seen a lot of damage getting fixed. 4 tires and a full tank of gas for every single driver out here. Looks like Todd Perrant finally has all his damage fixed. Max still probably has a good little bit to get done. But next pit stop, we should have another full tires and fuel, and no more damage getting fixed if it stays green the rest of the way.
Awesome. It's good to see people getting all their damage repaired and getting back out on track. We were momentarily 3 wide there. We seen the 40 giving the bumper to the 56, trying to help him get him momentum. You help the car in front of you, and you guys can carry all that momentum together. We're 3 wide coming out of turn 2 there onto the backstretch. Got the 32, the 40, and the 69. Still 3 wide the entire backstretch.
Yeah, you know, that bottom line teaming up and giving a push there, but still sitting 3 wide, 56, and then we got, looks like Ben Kuhn and Jonathan Geist.
Ben Kuhn looking like he strapped some nitrous on his car, splitting the field, going right down the middle, working his way all the way up from 5th to 2nd. Man.
Yeah, and gunning for Crosby right now.
Yeah, man, dude, drive the tires off that thing.
He said, I got fresh gas, I got fresh tires. Crosby, I'm coming for you.
This is a guy who's hungry for a win. We've seen him push extremely hard, multiple races, trying to do everything he can to secure that checkered flag. I don't know, you think tonight might be that night?
You know, it very well could be. Ben's a very capable driver. Of course, he's, you know, also one of our broadcasters. And, you know, I just have to say, like, he races so hard, so clean, does so well, and then just gets the crappiest luck come towards the end of the race and gets wiped out and winds up back in the back of the field. So, you know, I would love to see a TRN teammate, but a great guy in Ben Kuhn get a checkered flag tonight.
Yeah, as you were saying that, though, the 5, he stayed on the high line. He used that momentum. He's now splitting 1st and 2nd. See if he continues to do that, riding that high line, which is not normal for him. Normally, we see that 5. He's kind of a bottom feeder. That car likes to, dang, look at that run. He's flying down the backstretch.
You know, one thing about Brandon Hinton, he's going to find the line that works, and he's going to drive the fire out of that line.
You see, as soon as he cleared the 73, he kind of cut down there to the bottom where he's most comfortable. Coming across the start-finish line here, lap 57, Brandon Hinton has led a lap, and we have a new race leader, the 5 of Brandon Hinton. Man, that's going to be doing him a lot of favors here, looking at points-wise where he's sitting.
Yeah, absolutely. It is going to do him a lot of favors. You know, he's in contentions to win the championship here. And, you know, Crosby's still right there with him, though. I mean, Crosby's not going to give up on it. Crosby's going to shoot to the low side.
Line, trying to cut up underneath him. I don't know. I mean, I get you're going to have that run and you're going to be able to use that. That low line is not going to be the answer there in 1 and 2. I think the 5 might potentially be able to replicate that same move there. He's going to have a run coming on the backstretch, closing that gap. There he goes, moving to the bottom.
Susie going to take the high line around this time and get door to door with Henton, evening it up. Kuhn right on his backside, and then Holloway right behind that.
Yeah, these drivers are all so close. I mean, this pack mentality on this type of track, 2-mile track. I mean, these guys are just going to sit there and flip-flop position the entire night, I think.
Absolutely, and you know, it surprises me to not see Dinda up in the mix there.
Yeah, Dinda fighting some damage after getting involved in a couple of incidents. I don't think he's got all of his repairs fixed. He gets those repairs fixed and we get lined back up, everybody needs to watch out because he's moving to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a very, very competitive driver, very knowledgeable about how to work the lines and how to drive these trucks. And, you know, he has proved this season why he got invited to be in the Premier Series of DES Racing.
73 back in the lead, led that last lap. The 5 getting shuffled back into 4th, but we do have his teammate 69, Todd Perrant. He's trying to get something going here, trying to make a move.
And just a little update on the point standings. If it gets exciting, I'll stop talking as we're watching this rooftop feed. Right now, if Todd Perrant wins this race and Brandon finishes in like 3rd or 4th, Todd would actually be in the catbird seat for the 3rd place finish in the standings. So it's getting really hot between the teammates 69 and 5 car.
Thank you, Jeff, for that. That's an interesting note. Todd Perrant just barely got beat out in the Gen 4 series by teammate and team captain of Brandon Hinton. So he really wants to take this truck series and win it above Brandon.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so hard for me to jump in right now because I know it's exciting. You guys want to go. Just a shout out. Again, Brandon won Friday night the championship. Todd finished 2nd. Tonight in our early season, Brandon's son, Dylan, who I know is watching right now, won the truck championship by a point. And I think we're going to see the same thing between these two Hinton Motorsports teammates. Not sure. I haven't counted out Max yet for finishing 2nd. Right now, it's looking like John Crosby's going to secure that 1st place. Not want to throw any spoilers out there, but I think he's got it locked down at this point.
You know, it's hard to say that though right now because, you know, Todd Perrant is fighting hard. Ben Kuhn's up there fighting hard. You know, Brandon's fighting hard. I mean, this whole pack right here is just, you know, sticking together, fighting hard. And, you know, nobody's going to give up until that checkered flag comes out. Not to mention the fact, you know, we're on lap 64 of 110. You know, there's still a lot of racing to be done, and there's things that could happen.
Yeah, just look for green flag stops around lap 80 would be the number.
Slight bit of contact, but it wasn't anything major, and everybody was able to maintain control of their vehicles. Crosby in the lead, Todd Perrant and number 5 Brandon Hinton side by side. Ben Kuhn right behind that, and his teammate Jonathan Geist right behind.
I don't know what you want to be doing here. I don't know if you want to keep pushing and try and keep passing like this, or at what point you decide to start backing up your corners and trying to conserve on tires and just overall be faster at the end of this green flag run.
And I think that's what Ben is trying to do, and also Todd Tront as they swung low on that last line. But Brandon stayed high, and he is right up on the bumper of Todd Tront right now. And this time, Hen going low and Tront staying on the high side.
Five looking at the inside of his teammate here. Gonna run that low line. That's where he's best at. Let's see if the 69 is able to keep that momentum coming off of turn 4, or turn 2 rather.
They're just swapping nose points coming in and out of the turns here.
And Brandon entered the race with a 6-point deficit over his teammate Todd Tront. He currently has a 9-point lead with stage points. So again, it's going to come down to who finishes where. If Todd wins the race, that 5 bonus points will secure him 3rd place. If he doesn't, this can be pretty close to call.
Jonathan Geist and Ben Kuhn working together, trying to get a draft push going to nuzzle up around Hen and Perrant.
A lot of times in these races, I like to talk about the guys who have nothing to lose, going for the win when other guys are trying to maintain their points. Unfortunately for the rest of the field, not only does John Crosby have the point lead, he's actually probably at this point has nothing to lose by going for the win and putting the pressure on the guys who are fighting for that 2nd and 3rd position in the point standings.
Yeah, absolutely. Crosby's been very dominant this season in the Premier League, and I mean he's led most of the laps, won most of the races, and it's just it's having the points lead like that. He wins it. I mean, he's got it locked pretty much, even if he doesn't win it. But yeah, that's a very interesting point there, Jeff. In 9 laps, we should start seeing them cycle in through pits. But the question is, who's going to be the first one to take the plunge?
Well, you got somebody on the apron. Were they coming in or coming out?
That looked like the 54 of Tyler Waltz coming out of pits. Just went in, got some tires and some fuel, and getting back out on track.
He still has major damage on that front right. I know we saw it a little bit ago. He just called over the track mic, said he was getting out of the way for the leaders, and I think he, at the last second, decided to come down pits anyways while he was clearing out of the way. And technically, that would be really early for him unless he was really clutching in these corners.
Yeah. Looking at my numbers here, it's actually not giving him a successful pit. I don't think he stopped in his pit stall. It's still showing him 21 laps since his last pit stop. It doesn't count it if you just drive down pit road.
And he may have crossed the cone as well, right, Christian?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I think he was saying. He was trying to clear out of the way of traffic, and he pushed too far to the bottom side of the track and crossed the cone and got the unsafe pit entrance.
And not to throw any disrespect on John Crosby, because we've already put it out, he's dominated the season. Last season he squeaked it in the last race. It was by 1 point, separated first, second, and third. I'm pretty sure he has us locked in. We don't want any spoilers, but right now the race is between teammates. The 5 car that we're watching right now, in that Monster Energy drink car, and his teammate right behind him, Todd Perrott. Not only is this race critical, but the drop race is going to factor into this as well when we do the final points, while we're talking about these guys in the podium on the last lap.
And it looks like right now Brandon's doing Brandon things. He's trying to save tires, but he's still running a line. And Crosby getting into the wall like that is not going to be helpful to him with Brandon hitting on his tail.
Yeah, getting into the wall, that's going to scrub a lot of speed, and that's allowing Hinton to run this top line and get just so far in front of him to be calling him the new race leader. But that momentum on the backstretch, he definitely secured that position. That little bit of a wall slap by the 73 really hurt him.
Indeed it did.
And if you guys aren't talking, I'll jump in. Shout out to the 5 car. He's my teammate, so is the 69, so it's a 81 car that just won the regular truck season. We'll call it contender. Brandon has a YouTube channel. We're going to give a little promo for him. You can watch his videos. You can kind of see how these really good guys race. If you want to learn to run the low line, check out Brandon's videos. He's an expert at it.
And while you were saying that, Todd Perrott getting around Jonathan Crosby and moving his way into second. So right now, Hinton Motorsports carrying 1-2 as we are on lap 77 of 110.
Yeah, and what we're watching right now could be the race for the 3rd trophy in our series. Of course, it depends on how Max finishes, but there's only so many cars. This could be the race for the 3rd trophy.
Crosby getting his nose in front of Perrott, but Perrott running that high line right behind Brandon, able to hold on to second.
Yeah, and we haven't heard from him in a while, but Tanner, I want to bring you back in. Just because there's 4 in the booth doesn't mean we all can't talk. What would you do right now if you were John Crosby? You think you got the championship locked? You just got to kind of play it safe and ride your race. Would you go for the win, or would you just kind of sit back in 3rd and be happy?
Personally would probably just keep riding right behind 69 and 5, but Crosby's a competitor. He's going to try to win. So more than likely he probably is not going to try to push or pass them anymore. He's going to let them decide when they want to pit and beat them at their own pit strategy.
Ooh,
69
get a little loose.
And Todd Perrott getting a little bit loose.
He may be coming into pits as well after that.
Yeah, it looks like he is. And of course, we heard Crosby say, I hope I didn't mess you up there.
I think Todd was planning to pit there. He just wasn't too sure if Crosby was going to follow or slam into him, so he kind of darted up.
Yeah, and I'd expect these other guys to come in within the next lap or 2.
And we just heard 5 car pitting, so Hinton's coming in. Crosby's going to stay out. Ben Kuhn, Jonathan Geist going to stay out, as well as Brian Souza.
Coming in.
Yeah, the two
And-
aforementioned names of the TRN drivers, 40 and 32, they both just called that they're going to be pitting this time by.
Indeed, they did. And 60 just called that he was coming in.
I will say, I don't know if I like this decision for the 40 to actually pit this early. He seems to be the best short run racer out here at the moment. But, you know, if your tires are too bad, obviously, and everybody else is on new ones, it's just going to hurt you to stay out a little bit longer. But I think another 5 laps, he probably might have a greater chance.
.60 employing his own strategy, going to be staying out here a little bit longer. Not sure when he's going to elect to come down pit road, but I imagine he's going to run it all the way down. Okay, here we go. 60 just calling. He's going into the pits.
And as you were saying that, we saw Mark Holloway coming off of pit road. So that's got it. Just about everybody cycled through the pits now.
Yeah, and don't look now. Brandon Hinton is in front of Crosby, and Perrant is actually now in second once Sousa is cycled through.
Yeah, and Brian Sousa doing some sneaky stuff there. It's funny to see, but he was able to pass the start-finish line on pit road, recording him as leading a lap here tonight in the championship race. About to get passed up here while he's on pit road by 5. We have a new race leader, the 5 of Brandon Hinton. That's going to shovel the 60 back pretty rapidly.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
No, go.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure what Sousa was thinking with that strategy, but it was definitely an interesting one to see.
Yeah, I was just going to point out the Hinton's in first, Crosby's in second, Perrant's in third. The race for the third place trophy is going to come down, I think, between Brandon and Todd. It's going to be really interesting to see how this comes out.
I've got to point it out just because I have raced for against these certain competitors for so long that you start to see certain signs, and this looks like a typical Brandon Hinton race. It's kind of cruising around for the start of it, and the middle of it, he's found his way up to possibly be in contention. And then after a green flag stop, because he is so good at them, he comes out and he's already at a 3-second gap between the same people that just pitted with him or a lap earlier. And I mean, now at this point, he really just has to keep doing what he was doing. He's still tacking on time somehow.
Yeah, I think that 3-second gap, we're going to see it slowly get smaller as Hinton's just going to be running his line. He's going to stay comfortable, confident, and make no mistakes. He's not going to give away anything by any means, but with nobody around him right now, all he has to do is focus on him. Something happened to the 69. He seems way off pace. See if we can look at the 69 and go back a little bit. Did he get into the wall back there, or what happened to him?
Yeah, because he's going backwards at this moment.
Let's play it there. Think
He
about
did
2
scrape the
laps
wall right
ahead
when he
here.
started rewinding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. He had a
Okay.
really, really bad entrance on 4 and just got glued to that wall.
I do not believe they are able to make it on fuel. I believe Brandon Hinton has started fuel saving.
Yeah, Crosby able to catch up there and pass him. He does have, should have, let me see here, 1 extra lap on Hinton. Hitting 8 laps since he last pitted, 7 for the 73 of John Crosby. I think you're right. I think Hinton might just be kind of cruising here, trying to make it on fuel.
He had a 3-second gap between Crosby and was pulling on him and then just stopped. So I'm thinking he's probably a couple of laps short and trying to save up now. But now it kind of makes you wonder, what is Crosby's plan going to be for this? If he has an extra lap, or does he have enough?
They should have been clear at 80, and that's when most of them pitted. We saw 1 or 2 come in a little early, but they should be good to go at lap 80 to make it to the end.
Can we do a in-car camera of the 5?
He's not clutching.
He's holding RPMs. He's also catching back up to Crosby here.
Yeah,
there's the clutch.
There it is.
There's the clutch.
So more than likely he's probably 2-3 laps short, and judging by Crosby not absolutely gaining, I'm thinking Crosby's probably doing the same as well.
Yeah, looking at his RPMs there, yeah, he's definitely clutching in. He didn't that last one, and he was able to close that gap. So I think he's going to be kind of picky on when he clutches and when he doesn't. Kind of close that gap, you know, get in more of a comfortable zone, so that way when he loses on him when he clutches, he's able to keep him, you know, reeled in and not let him get away too far.
Even to take it a step further, he's actually being even smarter by staying behind Crosby on the straightaways for draft to not have to use so much fuel.
Yeah, and given the speed that Crosby's running through them turns, I think you're excuse me, I think you're right, Tanner. I think Crosby's probably clutching as well.
But now, the 56 of Mark Holloway has caught both of them, and I wonder if he has enough to make it to the end.
Yeah, and then Ben Kuhn right behind. And Ben Kuhn, I know Ben Kuhn pitted a few laps after Henn and Crosby. So, and I think Mark Holloway did as well.
Going to be interesting to see. I'm not sure what their fuel window is, but from the evidence we've gathered, I would say that these guys are going to be having to worry about who's around them as well as what's inside their truck.
"15 laps to go." This finish looked a lot different 10 laps ago, and now it's definitely going to be something to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the ones, I'll just say Brian Sousa, I made the statement, I didn't understand his pit strategy, but now I do. Push it just those couple extra laps, go in, get the fresh tank of fuel, and be able to make it the rest of the way, so that when these guys are looking at, am I going to be able to finish or am I going to have to pit, then he's,
Mark Holloway,
you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Mark Holloway
just on the radio, he's saying that he's going to be 2 laps short. Brandon, he's going to be laps short. John Crosby, he's going to be short on fuel.
I think even Hinton said he is 4 laps short.
Which is amazing, Christian. You can shout out what their last pit stop was. They should be able to get 30, 29 laps easily, even pushing hard. So it's kind of interesting to see these numbers tonight.
Yeah, Mark Holloway, he's 16 laps since he last pitted. They've got 13 to go, and he's saying that he's going to be 4 laps short. And everybody around him is on the same strategy, pretty much. Brandon Hinton, 16 laps. John Crosby, 15 laps. Ben Kuhn, 15 laps. But Brian Sousa, he's 14 laps, and he's in 5th. If all of these guys are going to be short by 3 laps or so, Sousa might have made the right call, pushing it as far as he did.
Yeah, you know, and he may even could have gone another lap before pitting, and then definitely had to fuel.
And of course, I'm giving updates on the last time we ran this race in our regular series, and we know we've had some updates. So we hear these guys talking on a Trek mic right now about their fuel.
Ten laps to go this time by. They're on the back stretch. They got half a lap before we reach lap 100. Curious to see what's going to happen here. That fuel has got to be just bothering everybody that's involved. Just an extra stress to add to them. Am I going to have enough to make it to the end?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest questions right now is going to be, if anybody is going to pit, who's going to pit first and who's going to follow suit.
I have a little bit of intel for everybody in here. Ben said he is able to make it barely. And he said it's very, very close. And Jonathan Geist in 6th said he has about 12 laps. So he is able to still keep pushing. So if Crosby, Hinton, and Holloway don't have enough, it could shoot either Ben and Geist and Sousa all the way up to 1st to 3rd. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's absolutely wild.
And I will not go into my teammates about them right now, but it's going to be really interesting. Between Brandon Hinton in 2nd and Todd Perrott in 7th, Has Todd saved enough? He's, in 7th place to not have to pit, and his teammate does, to secure the 3rd place. This could be really fun to watch.
It really could. I mean, this is shaping up to be an interesting finish.
Last season, we had 1st, 2nd, 3rd all separated by 1 point. John Crosby won the season. He came in way out of the points lead and dominated the stages, and I believe he got the win, or maybe 2nd place, to secure the 1st place trophy. So, man, hold on tight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Crosby got the win last year in the final race of the season for the championships.
Yeah, he ended up finishing 1 point ahead to secure the championship, trying to do everything he can here. No, he's pretty comfortable with what he's got. I mean, it's almost set in stone here that he's going to have back-to-backs here, but just for pride's sake, he wants to come out here and win this thing.
He
Yeah,
can do
absolutely.
double donuts. Donuts for the race, donuts for the championship.
Oh, you just get double donuts there.
A little bit of frustration from Todd being shown.
Yeah, getting frustrated. The lap car seems like he might be blocking somebody that's on the lead lap, not letting them get by is what it sounds like, and just expressing their grievances, I should say, over the radio.
I'm still really interested to know if Todd is saving enough to not have to pit, and if Brandon has to pit. It's going to be a big mover.
It honestly just goes to show that everybody in here is just very, very competitive natured, and the slightest wrongdoing is not something that goes over very easy.
And shout out to anyone who's watching tonight or is going to watch this video in the future. Fresh season starting up after Sunday night's race. Please join us. You can come in and run some races with us in the off season. We got 3 weeks, and enter a ticket to join these guys in Premiere.
Yeah, and we're gonna have an interesting shakeup this year in the series that we're running. Normally on Sunday night we run the next gens, but that's going to be moving to Friday night with Xfinity being on Sunday night.
A little bit of change of scenery, change of pace. Some of these guys want to run those O'Reilly's cars on Sunday. Some of them wanted to run them on Friday, but we are going to be swapping, and hopefully that just kind of refreshes the field and changes things up for the better. And it running Fridays, it's been the Gen 4. I haven't been running Sundays, which is next gen. So next season I'll be running next gen on the Fridays, and I'll be missing out on the O'Reilly series for Sunday. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. Just change of scenery.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the next gen cars. The couple races that I've gotten to run in the next gens has been a blast. So I'm actually looking forward to getting to race those some on Friday nights, and of course, the legacy trucks on Saturday night. Xfinities they're amazing cars to run. I hate that I'm not going to get to run them because Sundays is hard for me, but it's going to be fun to get to race the next gens.
And here we go. We got 3 laps to go coming out of turn 2 onto the backstretch. Brandon Hinton was breathing down the 73 there for a minute. He does have a huge run here. I think he's going to be kind of patient and try and make something happen pretty soon. If not this lap, lap number 2, he's going to be pushing as hard as he can.
Yeah, and as we come around, we're going to be moving down the 2 laps to go here. And Hinton he knows that if he's going to do something, he's got this lap to do it.
Here we go, 2 laps to go. Hinton going on the high side. Going to try and keep some of that momentum. 73 is going to move up, try and block him. I don't know if that's going to work. 5, keeping that momentum, getting into the back of the 73. '73 changing his line. He hasn't been running that high line through this section at all tonight. Trying to just keep all the speed. Oh, he looks like he might have got loose. Last lap.
Yeah, he did. White flag is out. Can Hinton get the pass on Crosby and take the win?
He's dropping low to that bottom line he's comfortable with. Not allowing a gap to form any bigger there between the two. Here we go, last turn, coming into turn 3. John Crosby going to drop down to the bottom. Hinton's going to try and ride that high line, keep his momentum. Coming out of turn 4.
Crosby's going to slide back up and secure the win.
Hinton already congratulating him before they even crossed the line. He knew coming out of turn 4 that he did not have enough for him. So our winner tonight here is going to be the 73 John Crosby, race winner, championship winner, followed by the 5 of Brandon Hinton, the 40 of Ben Kuhn, Mark Holloway, and Brian Souza. That's your top 5.
Back-to-backs for John Crosby.
We're going to go ahead and pull up our 3rd place finisher here, Ben Kuhn, the 40 driver, TRN. Man, you've been hustling this entire season. You've been working your tail off. You come out here, you've led 2 laps, you finish in 3rd. Not sure if you even have enough fuel to make it back to the pits, man, but walk us through that. That was a wild night for you.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad race for me though. I kind of wish I didn't get with title waltz because I had a little strategy for it, but didn't quite so pan out. But yeah, coming to the final 10 laps, it's like okay, I'm a lap to the good, but my tires were basically shot at that point, so I couldn't make any moves up there. But yeah, I had a great regular season, but terrible playoffs in my opinion because shucks, like I had like bad races like 3 or 4 in a row. So and tonight won't bad. I'll take 3rd place and yeah, ultimate goal was just try to get a win as much as was to get a win, but try to get 3rd for in standings. But I don't think my points will be able to get it. I think Brandon definitely has 3rd place. But yeah, overall good night, and hopefully be able to allow back to race again in Premiere for next season.
Ben, I just want to say congratulations to a fellow TRN member. Great to see you on the podium. Great to get to talk to you in the interview room. But I do want to say, you mentioned that you've had 2 or 3 bad races, and it's not that it's been bad races on your part, just unfortunate incidents that have been bad luck for you that's dropped you back to the back of the pack. So getting to see you tonight, run your lines, run the race the way that you do, and come in 3rd, man. It's awesome to see, and look forward to seeing you race next season.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, awesome run tonight, getting a 3rd place finish. End of the season, got to look forward to the beginning of the next season. We're going to bring up our 2nd place finisher here, Brandon Hinton, my personal favorite DES racer. Man, you gave it your all there. You were back and forth. You led 11 laps. You fought John Crosby the entire time. I, for one, thought that you were going to run out of fuel, but it seems like you were able to keep enough in it to finish, man, and just didn't have enough there at the end, man. How was the race for you tonight?
Yeah, and that's what it was. Like I came out with like a 3 or 4 second lead, which was great, but I was a lap and a half short. That's what's the problem. So had to clutch there for a couple laps and then to let Crosby get past me, and then it was just like back the pace up. We were saving, kind of running that race, and then go time when I was a lap and a half. I saved about a lap and a half, so I was once I knew that I was good, then it was all systems go, and it was a lot of fun running Crosby. He's a hell of a racer, and congratulations on his championship. And but it was a lot of fun battling him. This track's fun. It's a good combo, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to race.
Yeah, we seen that you came out, you had a 3 second lead, and that gap closed fairly quickly. We figured that you were doing a little bit of a strategy there on trying to save fuel, but it looked like you almost wanted Crosby to pass you, so you had a little bit of draft to save fuel there. Is that kind of what happened, or were you just so concerned with saving fuel it was better to not fight him?
No, 100%. You're right on. Wanted to draft, of course, save a little fuel that way. And then Mark and Ben was able to catch up because we slowed the pace down to make sure we were going to make it. And then they realized, I think, that they had to start saving. But yeah, that was exactly the point. I knew I was going to lose the lead because I had to save, and he was going full bore. He had pitted a lap after me, so I knew he was probably right on the number. So yeah, it was just follow him until I was able to go, and then it was all on from there. And he blocked the top, that which he had the arrow advantage, but he used it the right way. And credits to him, and congratulations for a championship and the win.
I'm just going to jump in here real quick. At unofficial standings, you just won another trophy. I believe you got third. Unfortunately for your teammate Todd, I know he's kicking his tires right now. You edged him out. That's 4 trophies for Hinton Motorsports in 2 nights. So congratulations on third. Sorry, Todd. Shout out to your son. We're not going to mention his first name. It might be Dylan. But he won a championship. You won a championship on Friday, and you got a third place trophy tonight. Congratulations, Hinton Motorsports.
Yeah, thank you, and you're part of that. It's been good. Like it's exceeded all expectations, and all the teammates and what we do, and it's unfortunate Todd got involved in that so early. He's just had the worst luck coming into these things, but I'm proud of our team. I am over the moon what my son did earlier tonight. Like you can't describe it. Like his first year in it and being able to do what he did, and I'm just so proud. And yeah, I mean, it's a testament to what we've done, and I'm pretty proud of that, and that goes for you guys as well. And DES for putting it on. Without DES, we don't do anything. So I want to thank them as well for the league and what they do year in and year out, and just keep it going.
Yeah, man, excited to see you come back for next season. I think that if people didn't know, they know now that Hinton Motorsports is not just going to move to the side and let you take it. You guys are a force to be reckoned with.
And I appreciate that. Yeah, we're working hard. So, but yeah, I appreciate the kind words, and yeah, onwards to the next season.
All right, man. We'll get you out of here, man. Congratulations on your second place finish and your third place in the championship.
Thank you, sir.
Now bringing in our race winner. Not only a race winner, but two-time back-to-back DES Premier Truck Series champion, John Crosby. Man, a heck of a race tonight.
Thank you. It was definitely a lot of fun. With the fuel saving and tire saving. So, yeah, it was definitely pretty interesting.
Dude, last year you finished the championship It was 1-1-1, first, second, third for trophies. Tonight, I'm pretty sure we're going to wait for the official standings, but I think you may have finished like 31 points ahead of the field. So I'm not sure. If you get any better, we're going to have to like ban you from the league because you're way too good, my friend.
Well, I had to make sure it wasn't that close, so that was my only goal.
Crosby, I want to say, man, congratulations. Take us through those final like 5 laps. What was going through your mind with the having to save the fuel, having to back up the pace, the battle with Hinton?
Well, I knew. I'll take you back to stage 2. I knew. No, I'm sorry. After stage 2, I knew that I needed to, save a little bit just to be on the safe side. So I wanted to pit 1 or 2 laps. At it was like lap 80, 83 was my target, but I didn't get to save enough. So, but yeah, no. After that, we pit, and I knew Todd and Brandon. They came in before me. I knew it was going to be tight for them. So I was like, well, I have a decent shot, and I pit, and Brandon had like an 8-second lead, or not 8 second. I can't remember how big of a lead, but it was pretty dang big. And I was like, well, I kind of have to reel him in here. So I tried for everything I had, and I got to him and started saving from there. And yeah, with like 20 to go, it was save mode, without shutting off the truck. I was just clutching in the corners, and yeah, it just kind of played out pretty good. I knew, like I said, I knew that Brandon was going to be tight, so I knew he was going to be saving. So yeah, no, just happy, super happy that we could save that much fuel and get to the end.
Well, man, a heck of a display here. You led 83 laps. You won the race, but more importantly, you're bringing a trophy back home to Beer Run Racing. Congratulations, dude. I couldn't be more proud of you being a Beer Run driver. It's been awesome with you this season, watching you race here, and can't wait to be on track with you next season and hopefully learn from you a little bit and maybe beat you one day.
Hey, you already have.
Maybe beat you again one day.
I hope you do. No, I definitely learned a lot with these group of guys here. So, but Beer Run Racing, we have definitely come a long way. We're learning from each other all the time. We're practicing with each other. We're just trying to get better. So, definitely a great group of guys there. So I just want to thank everyone at Beer Run. Everyone there is just fantastic to race with. So, big shout out to them. And yeah, no, just super happy we could actually close it out there.
Awesome, man. Well, go ahead and go celebrate. You just turned 21, just won a championship. So, man, you got to be feeling good, man. Just take it easy and drink plenty of water.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm probably going to go to bed. I just turned 21, but I have the soul of a 70-year-old, so I feel like Brian Souza.
Not to forecast the future, but John, it's also fighting for championship tomorrow night. Y'all tune in.
That's right.
I know 500 is playing, but you can come in late and see if John can pull out 2 for 2.
Hey, that's the goal, but it's tight. I think Albert and I are tied for points right now. So
yep, 157.
It's not fun. It's not fun. So we're just going to be nose down and kind of grind it, and we'll see what happens. But best of luck to everybody. I also want to thank DES, Damon, everyone that puts on a great race every single weekend or week. And the broadcast is great. So big shout out to everyone there, and definitely looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. Well, from us, we appreciate you, but we're going to get you out of here. And I hope that everybody that watched tonight enjoyed this. I mean, exciting. There was passes left and right. I appreciate the guys that hopped in here. Special guest Tanner Honeycutt. We got our CEO of points over here, Jeff Dinda, keeping it updated with where everybody was sitting at, and Jonathan, really appreciate you being in here, and bigger shout out to Damon, the broadcast, DES, everything you guys do. So thanks to the fans that watched, and y'all have a good night. See ya.
See ya.